This episode of Warp 5 is brought to you by Audible.com, offering more than 180,000 titles for smartphone, tablet, and desktop. To get a free audiobook of your choice and help Trek FM at the same time, visit audibletrial.com/trekfm. And also by Enterprise in Space, an international program of the non-profit National Space Society. Find out how you can help science and education and become a virtual crew member aboard the NSS Enterprise Orbiter by visiting enterpriseinspace.org. And if you want to join in on the conversation and share your thoughts on this episode or any other, please join the Babel Conference, our listeners group on Facebook. Just type Babel, that's B-A-B-E-L, into the Facebook search field. We look forward to seeing you there.
Hi, this is Dayton Ward, author of a whole bunch of Star Trek novels, and you're listening to Warp 5 on Trek FM.
How we doing, Trip? Ready when you are. Prepare for warp.
Course laid in, sir. Request permission to get underway. Let's go.
Welcome, Boomers, to another episode of Warp 5, Trek FM's dedicated Enterprise podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Brandi Jackola, and with me today also is Patrick Devlin. Patrick, please tell the listeners how you are.
I'm doing great today. I could not be better. The sun was out. It was beautiful. We didn't have snow for the first time in like a while. It was awesome. How are you?
Well, we got the snow that you didn't have, so yeah.
Better you than me.
No, it's fine. We had a very mild winter, and so we're getting it all now. It's all good.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened to us. We got hit like 4 times in a row with bad storms, and but we didn't get it at the beginning of the year, so I can't really complain. I'm tired of not getting to work. Yeah. I'm the only person in my house that knows how a shovel works. You know, you put it in the snow, and you pick the snow up, and you put it down.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah,
but I'm the only one who picks things up and puts them down. So, have... Well, we're also joined with Brandon, but he will be joining us in a moment because he had to just record the main portion of our show. And then,
the meat of the sandwich.
Yes, and then he had to run, so he'll be joining us in a moment. But we do have a special guest today, don't we?
We do have a special guest, but before we get to that, we have some comments from previous episodes.
Oh, those people, they're special too.
So, let's go ahead and read these. We got an email from a gentleman named John Barrel. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. My apologies on that. And John says thusly, I love the Essential Episodes, since I've been compiling lists of this sort since I was a kid. My list for Season 1 differed a little from yours and is as follows. Broken Bow, Fight or Flight, Strange New World, Unexpected, included for introducing holography and continuity. I'm having trouble. With Klingons. The Andorian Incident, Breaking the Ice, Cold Front, Silent Enemy, Dear Doctor, Sleeping Dogs, referenced in Shockwave, Shadows of Pajem, Shuttle Pod 1, really. It's so subtle.
Subtle. Very, very subtle.
Beautiful. Fusion.
That might come into play later on in this episode, guys.
Yes. Fusion, Detained, Vox, Sola, and Shockwave. My list for Season 2 is closer to yours with very little difference. Most of Season 2 is disposable, though a few are really good. My list. Shockwave Part 2, Minefield, Dead Stop, Marauders. I think this one may have been referenced later. It didn't include it because I like it. I don't. Singularity. I don't remember why this is on the list. Stigma. Ceasefire. Thanks for being honest. Future Tense. Included just for TCW, but I totally agree with the sentiments. You could drop it without much loss. Judgment. First Flight. I'm inclined to drop it, but I include it because it's our first look at the 602 Club, which we see again in Season 4 that was already mentioned in Shuttle Pod 1. Bounty. Ugh, I hate the Klingon arc necessitates it. And The Expanse. The Season 3 essential episodes will be pretty unnecessary since pretty much every episode is essential except 2. And no, one of them is not Extinction. Let the Fraggles play!
Wait, what? He just claimed that Fraggle Rock
Yep.
is essential?
Mm-hmm.
We were really good friends up until a moment ago.
Oh, my goodness. We had a couple of other comments on the Babel conference. Chris Tribuzio, I hope I said that right. Tribuzio. I'm sorry, Chris. He says, love this episode. The highlight is Brandi Jackola as Marissa Tomei. Well, then I'm going to read everything as Marissa Tomei for the rest of this. Matthew Bell also said, I've often mused to myself that there's probably one good season scattered throughout the first two of Enterprise, and while you have used the criteria essential instead of good, which I completely understand, it's very interesting how the numbers add up. Also interesting, case for a night in sickbay. I don't disagree that it's an important lesson for Archer to learn how to be more tolerant and diplomatic of other cultures and races, but given his status as captain and the fact that he is repeatedly referred to as a, quote, trained diplomat, end quote, this really ought to have been a lesson that he had learned many years ago. Maybe it would have worked better as a flashback episode to his first alien world encounter or something. Then again, that would have made 3 such episodes in season 2. Thank you.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. I got your season 3 right here. We'll talk later. Season 3.
I'm walking here.
3. I'm walking here. Is really Fraggle Rock? Really?
I'm walking away.
Walking away. All right. So now let us go on to our special guest. We have in the past done, well, we weren't present for it, Patrick and I, but Brandon was. They did an Enterprise RPG episode, which I really enjoyed because I'm an RPG sort of girl. And we decided it would be really fun to try that again and have a season 2 setting for said role-playing game. And of course, who else would we get but my favorite Dungeon Master, Game Master of all time, my husband, Dave Jackola. Dave, how are you, darling?
Hi, I am Mrs. Brandi Jackola.
Wait, hold on. You are
that
Mr.
how it works?
Brandi Jackola.
No, that's not how
I'm Mr. Brandi Jackola. That's how it works. Yeah, I've taken on her name.
So,
Well, you can take her name. You're still a mister.
Ah, that's true.
yeah, you're Mr. Brandi Jackola.
For now.
I haven't
Just
had
like
enough.
I'm Mrs. David Jackola. See?
Have
Oh,
not
that's
had
right.
enough.
Yeah. All right. So, Dave, tell us a little bit about your history with Enterprise in particular, the series.
And we mean besides the fact that Brandi made you watch it all.
Well, yeah, I watched it in its original airing with Brandi back in the day, if I'm
When
not
we
mistaken.
could find it.
When we could find it, because like many science fiction shows, it got shuffled around the networks. Because that happened to Babylon 5, that happened to all kinds of shows.
See, now, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no.
I guess I'm actually lucky because I live in New York, so I don't have that issue.
Lucky. Yes.
Yeah,
you are
I
lucky.
guess I am. Like, I don't... My show was kind of always within 15 minutes of itself. Because every now and then it would get pushed for, like, a sports game or something.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah.
like, you guys got it, from what I understand now, like, you got it pushed hours
Mm-hmm.
away.
Or
Sometimes
sometimes
days.
days.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they just changed the day it was airing and not telling anybody.
Whatever, it'll be on Saturday. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yep.
Saturday at 3 in
Ah,
the morning.
Why are the ratings so bad?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Okay, this show's not doing very well. Well, because you kept moving it.
Yeah,
Local affiliates are to blame.
because you aired 4 episodes together at 2 a.m.
That's
On a
probably
Tuesday.
something they would have done.
on a Tuesday. Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I never knew that it was that bad. Like, my TiVo always found it, but it was always like, maybe a half hour at most. And even then you knew because you turn on the channel and you go, oh, the Yankee game is still on, or the Knicks game is still on, or the Mets game is still on. And you go, all right, I'll come back in a half hour.
Yeah, well, the thing with local affiliates here is that they
They
may
suck.
have still put the show on, but joined it already in progress, so you would miss the first half.
Oh, yeah.
And not
What's
know
the
what's going on.
point?
Anyway, it was terrible. It was terrible. And now that people have DVRs everywhere, it's a much better situation. So if Enterprise was being done now in this day and age, it would not have ended at season 4. I'm very confident about that.
Positive of it. But yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Dave. Please continue.
I'm sorry,
with your
I totally cut you off, and that's my fault.
That's no big deal. I never really became like a super duper Enterprise fan, but I haven't gone back and watched episodes. Hey, I've caught up on some Netflix airings of it, and I've enjoyed quite a few episodes. I do like the main characters. Trip is certainly a standout.
Love Trip.
Yep.
Who doesn't love Trip?
And of course, Porthos.
Who doesn't
Everybody
love
loves
Porthos?
the dog.
That sweet, sweet little dog.
So, what is your overall Star Trek history? When did you get into that?
I remember seeing the original series, kinda, sorta, and going, okay, this is above me because I was a kid at the time, and going, okay, this is not going to hold my interest, so bye. As soon as the hair dryers and the frisbee goes by on the screen, you're like, no.
See now,
but then later on, you're like, oh, there's more to it than that. There's political discussion and contemporary issues of the time that they were discussing, and then you realize that the characters and their involvement with one another is like, oh, okay, I understand what this is. And then Voyager I enjoyed for the characters, though I found it to be inconsistent in later episodes. Really like Deep Space Nine. Really like Discovery. That's kind of my jam.
Nice.
Discovery's his jam.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's so adorable.
Hey.
I love to see him get excited
Talk like
about
a 20-year-old.
Yeah, it just appeals to my sensibilities, I think, of all the Star Treks. Though I could use more of the minor characters having more of a say in the matter. There's a lot of background characters that might as well be painted on the walls rather than
they're going to get there. They're going to get there.
Yeah,
I think.
let's hope.
They started bringing them more to the forefront during the later episodes of the season.
The more they veered towards actual Starfleet values, the more you could see background characters having more of a say in the matter. And so we'll get more and more of that, I hope.
Excellent. And then, Dave, tell us a little bit about your role-playing game master history.
Okay, I've been into tabletop role-playing since about the mid-'80s. So that's something like 30 years plus?
Wait, I'm trying to do the math here. You were mid-'80s.
He was born in 1972.
Okay, I
was around 10 at the time that I first started.
You were around 10?
Yeah,
if you were born in 72 and you were 10,
one of the first.
I was just born when you started.
Yep.
Sorry,
Patrick
I'm sorry, I had to take a shot at Brandi.
Yeah, Patrick has to boast at least once every episode about how young he is. So.
It wasn't intentional. It just kind of happened a few times. Brandi bitched about it. I'm from New York. It happens on purpose now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we have more experience levels, so that means we have more features unlocked.
I'm about to go up to level 45, man, in about 5.5 weeks.
There's no way. There's no way you're 45.
I'm going to be.
No,
gonna be.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Do you want me to go get my driver's license?
No, I mean, I'd have to believe you then. In all honesty, I can't see Dave because he's way
I'm shrouded in darkness.
He has a baby face. If he didn't have the goatee, you'd think he was 12.
That's me. Remember what I looked like last week?
Yes, so we were just like, who is this?
It's so bad. So I know that feeling. I feel for you, Dave. But you don't look 45 either.
Well, thank you. And it's like the vampires have it right, huh?
Yeah, you started playing in the 80s, but when did you start being a game or dungeon master?
Probably in my teen years. We switch off. We played about a dozen different systems over those years, playing different genres, different, game systems.
What was your favorite system?
I really loved 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. I think it's the best one they've done.
That's fairly recent. What are they up to, 7 now?
No, they're still on 5th. It's the most recent one. And it combines all the best elements from all the previous issues. So
the only issue I have still working on with the newer Dungeons & Dragons is that Wizards of the Coast took them over, which is fine.
Yeah.
Except they added the card mechanic just because it's Wizards of the Coast.
You don't have to use the card mechanic if you don't want to.
But everyone does, and then you kind of feel left out if you don't.
Oh, yeah. Because we do have spell cards and they're fun as hell.
Yes, if I was playing with a set group, I don't have a set group. So if you were playing with a set group and you all weren't playing with them, that's kind of fine, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, those. But if you're playing, like I was playing the Wizards of the Coast does that weekly event they want run at stores.
Right.
And that's the only game I can get in around here. So I was doing those, and everybody else had like 400 cards, and I had nothing.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's not even the point of, like, it's not the money. I'll buy cards, that's fine. And you can cut all this out, Brandon. But I'm not a big fan of adding cards. There's other ways to do this.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been more RPG-ish than cards. Wizards of the Coast just did cards because, well, hey, everything has to be like Magic.
Yeah.
Which I also play and like. I just don't think two go together.
No, they don't.
Well, the spell cards are nice because it saves you from looking in the player's manual for what your spells do.
It does.
It's just informational.
That's true. But I can make them.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. Nothing's stopping you.
Yeah, well, before we had cards, I had a little book that
right,
Dave
my
printed
spells.
out. Yeah, Dave printed out all of my things, and I pasted them in a book because I was too lazy to rewrite them. So I'm 40. Yeah. I'm almost 45. I don't care anymore.
No,
so.
Why do you need fancy handwriting?
All right, then. Well, I think it is time that we join Brandon on our adventure in Season 2 of Enterprise. So, let's go to that.
Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction, Brandi and Patrick. I really appreciate it. We are recording this in the wibbly-wobbly timey-wimey, and we're just going to jump right into the game now because I'm a bit of a time limit tonight. But we have got ourselves a wonderful special guest. Dave Jackola, how are you doing, Dave?
I am doing well. I'm surprised by snow that we had today. So...
Snow is always fun. We didn't get snow today, but we've had quite a bit of snow in the last month here in Regina, Saskatchewan. So what we've got going on today is we have got ourselves an Enterprise RPG. Now, we've had a previous episode. I am a bad person, didn't write down the episode number, but we have done a previous Season 1 storyline, and we had Philip Gilfus from the Nerd Party show, SETI Alpha 3, join us. And he was our VM Vulcan Master for that game. And we're going to be doing an episode right now that takes place in Season 2. So we've already developed our new characters. It's going to be a little bit different than the RPG that Philip did for us, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. Evil Dave, take it away.
Okay. So, just a little bit of info regarding this game. It's kind of a homebrew thing. It's something I designed myself. It's based on a bunch of different systems, but it's going to be consequence-based. And you want low rolls rather than high ones.
Oh, good. I've got my stupid dice then. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the more you roll under your skill set, the better you do. And the better you do, the more that might affect later rolls, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So, and I've got all that figured out. I can figure that for you guys so you don't have to worry too much about the mathematics.
Okay, wait a minute. Before we go into this, what's a dice?
What's a dice? It's a 6-sided random cube if you follow Star Wars.
Perfect. I know exactly what that is.
Could be 4.
Hey, Dave, remember how you're on a Star Trek podcast?
Yes, I know. Okay, it's a randomizer that goes 1 through 6, and then you get 2 of them, and that gives you 2 through 12.
Beautiful.
Okay. So, do you want to get right into it?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to do the unforgivable and begin by splitting up your party. So, we open with an establishing shot of the Enterprise. There's the establishing music in the background, and we focus in on the Port Nacelle, and then we're in the interior of the Port Nacelle, and we see an African-American woman with short hair by the name of Jeanette Noble, and she is gleefully scrubbing away at the plasma coils. Next to her is Ensign Mila Anala, a Finnish woman who is complaining the whole time as she scrubs. And she turns to Jeanette and asks, What did you do to get this punishment?
I'm sorry, punishment?
Yes, I had left my tools out 3 times in a row, and this is my punishment.
Oh, no, I love doing this. I didn't know they used this as a punishment. That's so weird. This is my favorite thing to do.
You enjoy this?
Oh, yes, it's so cathartic.
Now, just for an establishing roll, I'd like you to roll engineering just to see how well you're scrubbing.
Oh, I rolled a... What did I roll? I rolled a 3 total, so I'm doing super good.
That's 8 under. That's a critical success. They're gleaming. They're shining. She's failing miserably, so on your side, the plasma coils are just gleaming, shimmering, shining, and hers, they're all gunked up. And just then, you feel this strange sensation. I'd like you to roll fortitude under your will.
I just want to say that this proves that attitude is everything when it comes to workability.
Oh, yeah.
So true. Oh, this one's not so good. I rolled a 6.
Okay, it's still under. You manage to hold on to your tools as you have this sense of vertigo. And you black out for a moment. And when you open your eyes, it's quiet. You don't hear Mila complaining anymore.
Okay, that is super strange.
Also, somehow it seems like the color has been desaturated somewhat in your space, and there's just this eerie feeling of being alone.
Am I dreaming? Did I just stay unconscious and I only thought I woke up?
And to your right side, where Mila used to be, you hear a crackling noise, and then a beam appears and starts tracing towards you. What do you do? It's this pulsating beam of energy. It's narrow.
I'm gonna go the opposite direction. I don't want a beam to touch me there. I don't know where it's been.
Okay, the beam is between you and the exit. You know, the way to get out of the nacelles.
Of course.
So do you want to try to sneak by it?
Can I sneak by it? It's a beam. Is it sentient?
It's a narrow beam. You can kind of try to do a defensive roll under it.
Okay.
And then get to the other side of it. So that would require your quickness.
All right. Where is my quickness?
Your quickness is under your reflex.
Oh, right. There it is.
It's, yeah.
Ah, shoot. I rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10? Okay, that's 2 over.
So you're dead.
I'm dead.
Okay.
That's a failure.
You actually take 2 damage because the beam hits you. And so you'd see under your health.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Brandi,
you can actually
your
take...
nickname is Molasses, Brandi.
Molasses.
Hey.
She's an engineer. What do you expect?
Usually I'm just thinking I'm in a dream state, so that's why I couldn't run fast.
Yeah.
It's a frustration dream.
Now, I'd like you to roll athletics to see if you can get back up and scramble away.
Oh, I hope so. I rolled a 6.
Okay, yeah, you scramble away and head towards the nearest exit.
Hey, she recovers. Yeah!
And then we get our little opening credits.
It's been a long road, getting from there to here. It's been a long time, but my time is finally near. And I will see my dream come alive at last. I will touch the sky.
We come back from the credits, and we're in the quarters of Bowen Galt. That is Patrick's character. You are asleep, and this episode takes place between Communicator and Singularity, 2 of your non-essential episodes. So, Malcolm Reed has returned from the whole fiasco regarding his communicator, and his security detail has played a prank on him, and he hasn't been very happy, so he's been putting you guys on double detail. So you have been exhausted, and your alarm goes off. You're in bed, your alarm goes off to wake up.
Oh, not again.
And it's just beeping away at you.
I'm gonna slap it.
It does not respond.
Can I yell at it? What can I do to it?
You try to yell at it?
Yeah.
You want to try intimidating it?
I'm half asleep. That sounds logical. I guess I get out of bed and put my pants on.
Okay, you get dressed. It's just beeping away until the timer runs out on it.
All right, an hour. I'm going insane now.
And yeah, you have roll awareness, and for you that's an 8 under will.
Oh,
So.
great. 7.
7? Okay, that's successful enough. Things seem a little different. You also notice this kind of desaturated aspect to your room. The color's a little off, and there's just a kind of a bad vibe.
I better get the flocks. Going colorblind.
Yep. So you want to try the door?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, the door also doesn't respond.
Oh, great. Can I kick the door? What can I do to the door?
You are
I'm very
a security specialist. You do know overrides and that sort of thing, so you can try to mechanically override the door.
Okay, let's try that.
Try your engineering. It's at a 7.
Let's try not. That's a 10.
That's
a
a
massive
10?
fail.
That is a pretty...
complication.
Yeah, it's a complication, so...
I blow up.
You actually do worse to the door, and now it's stuck.
Oh. Hey.
Patrick, you need to calm your temper.
Yeah, I really do. I should have just punched it. If I punched it in the first place...
That's what I was thinking.
Did you want to try to use your strength to remove it, or to move it?
Yes, let's try and wedge it open.
I'm going to say go with your athletics, then. You're a big, strong guy.
All right.
Except you're at a +1 to your roll. So 7? That's 4
I
under.
I rolled a 6.
Yeah, but with the +1 from your previous failure, I've added that in.
Gotcha.
You do manage to shimmy it open.
All right.
And your big, muscularly rock muscles.
Am I able to get?
Push the
Did
door.
I open it enough to get through, though?
You're a big guy, so
no.
That's...
Can I try it again?
Yeah. Try to push it a little further.
Oh, that's a 10.
That's a 10. Yeah. Once you got it unstuck, it slides, and you managed to open it up.
Awesome.
Enough to get through. And you don't see anybody in the halls. It's like just dead silent.
All right, so I'm going to head down the hall towards Phlox.
Okay, so you head towards Phlox. Now we come to Allison.
That's me.
Yep, Dubik. You are on the bridge. It's either absurdly late or absurdly early, so you're with the skeleton crew doing kind of routine maintenance and calibration on the impulse engines. So you're at the helm piloting, so go ahead and roll your coordination for that.
Okay.
So that's at a 9.
My coordination is a 7.
So yeah, you're piloting very well, and they're taking readings and making adjustments and making sure the ship is moving smoothly. When you also get this strange sensation, so I'd like you also to roll your fortitude to see how you deal with it.
Okay. 7. My
7,
fortitude
right
is
on
7.
the button. Yeah, you have that similar sensation where you kind of black out for a moment. And when you reawaken, you see 3 of those beams coming towards you.
Ah!
So, what do you want to do?
I want to pull out my tricorder and scan them.
Okay, you try to scan them? Okay, roll your engineering, or no, roll your awareness for that.
My awareness?
Yeah.
Okay. 6.
Okay. You go to scan them, and the readings are just bizarre, and your scanner shorts out in your hand.
Ooh, spooky.
And those beams are coming at you closer and closer.
Okay. I'm going to try and hail the captain.
You're going to try to hail the captain? You go for the communicator, it does not respond.
Okay. How many people are on the bridge with me?
3.
3 other people?
Yep.
Push one into the beam.
They're not there anymore. You are now alone. but there
that's
are
right.
3
Yeah, that
beams.
Okay, so I'm worried. So I've tried to use my tricorder and it doesn't work. I think I'm going to have to go to the turbo lift and get the heck out of there.
Okay, so I want you to roll your quickness to dodge these beams coming at you.
Okay.
Do better than I did.
7. I'm going to the casino after this and playing some craps.
7? You do get hit by one of them and take 1 damage.
What? My quickness is 9.
Yes, but there were 3 beams hitting you all at once, so it was like a combined thing. So you go over to the turbo lift, you roll in a fancy Kirk maneuver.
What happens to me because I got zapped? What happens to me?
You take 1 damage under your health, and you'll see that you have like 4 white health bars, 3 gray ones. Yeah. If you're in the gray, you're wounded. That's going to affect how well you can perform. So right now, you'd take only like put a little check mark in one of your white health bars.
Okay, this didn't print very well, so I think that'd be the one on the most right.
Yes. There's a sanity and there's a health. So yeah, it's on the left.
But the most right square.
Yeah,
yes.
White.
Oh yeah, the most right square.
White
yes.
to gray, right to left.
It all looks kind of white. It didn't gray very well on the printer. So okay. 1 down.
Yep. So yeah, you roll over to the turbo lift, and you go to activate it. It also doesn't respond.
For crying out loud. Is there like an escape hatch in the turbo lift so I can take the ladder?
You search for one. There is an access port nearby if you want to attempt that.
Yes, I do.
Okay, try your athletics to pry it open.
Okay. 7.
Yes, you pry it open and manage to shimmy your way in.
Okay. I'm heading down to the sick bay as well.
Okay. Brandi, what's your direction? Where are you going?
Well, first I'm going to run at engineering because there's always someone in engineering. And if there's no one in engineering, then I know I've got a really big problem.
Okay, so you go to engineering and you see similar kind of beams, but they're aimed at parts of the ship and the engine and so forth. But you don't see any people there.
So there was 1 beam for me. There was 3 beams. So it looks like these beams are the same as the number of people that were there when I was in the quote-unquote real world. So I don't know where to go at this point because I don't know if there's anyone else experiencing this. So I might as well head to sickbay and see what's going on there. And then if I can find allies, great. And if I can't, well, I'll have to figure this out on my own.
Okay, so as you head towards sickbay, all of you, see, while we're on Brandi, we'll stay on you.
Okay.
As you go by, you don't notice yourself in a reflection of a mirror.
Dun, dun, dun.
Are we going to come across Hoshi's dad?
I don't know.
They lost me in an accident, a transporter accident.
Ah.
But it was all really just a dream.
Okay, meanwhile, Bowen Galt is heading down a corridor. And the lights seem to flicker around him and then shut off.
All right, I start
So
screaming
you are
for help.
in the darkness. You scream for help?
Yes.
Both,
if anyone's around, someone's got to hear me, right?
Yeah, yes. Both Brandon, you can roll your awareness to see if you pick up on him.
He's like
And
Bashir and Move
roll
Along
your
Home.
influence to see how well you shout there,
No,
Patrick.
it's more. It's less convincing. It's ah, so unconvincing. Well,
I rolled another 7. I am totally going to the casino after this.
I rolled almost as bad as I possibly could with an 11.
Okay, so you don't hear it. So yeah, Allison hears a scream for help.
What's that? Is that a
down
scream for
corridor.
help?
So you want to head towards it or away from it? What's the plan?
I'm a Starfleet officer. Somebody needs my help. I'm going to go help this individual. No
Okay.
matter how much of a coward they are.
No matter how much.
And meanwhile, Brandi, you're probably still headed your standard direction towards sickbay.
Yes.
Okay, so, Brandon, you run down the hall to assist. You also witness the flickering lights in the darkness, and you hear Patrick, or in this case, Bowen, calling
really,
for help.
Bowen? You're screaming because the lights are off?
Yes, I might be Starfleet security, but I'm afraid of the dark.
Oh my goodness, Bowen.
Space is dark.
There's lots of stars in it.
Not as
For the
many
both of
as
you,
you.
it's the first person you've seen since you've had that weird experience.
And it's, the walls are purple. Leave me alone.
Yeah. More of a lavender.
See? Good reason to call for help. I can't find sickbay, and there's nobody else here.
And the walls are purple.
Yes, lavender.
Lavender.
And the carpets are peach.
All right, so you guys have rallied. Do you still want to head towards sickbay, or have you changed your mind?
Sounds like a good idea. Let's go to sickbay and find Phlox.
What's her name?
Allison.
Her name is Jeanette.
No.
No.
I'm with Allison.
Oh, Allison. Okay, Allison.
Okay, so yeah, I'll do whatever Allison wants.
Let's go, coward.
Okay.
Yes.
Mean. All right. As you head to sickbay, of course, you bump into Jeanette, who is also en route to sickbay. And
hey, Jeanette.
Of course,
Hey, Allison.
Jeanette, you see the two of them. So it's
don't
the
tell her
first
I'm a
two
coward.
people you've seen for a little while.
Okay, well, so far, I don't know if you've been chased by beams of light that hurt you, and all the color looks like it's leached out of everything, and there's nobody else you've come in contact with. That's my experience. How about you?
Wait.
I got zapped on the bridge.
Wait. Beams of light? All I've had is pitch darkness.
All you've had is pitch darkness? That is really, really odd.
I had no light.
Huh.
Well, didn't you have one in your room?
No. I had an alarm clock that wouldn't shut up and a door that wouldn't move.
Oh, okay.
And you're standing outside sickbay at the moment.
Okay, let's see if that door opens. You want to see if that door opens, guys?
Let's
Yes,
see if
but
that
since
door
you had
opens.
terrible time with the last door, I will take the door
You don't know
opening
that.
duties. You told me while we were walking.
He reveals all his secrets.
I got out.
Know everything. Okay, you try the door again. It does not respond.
All right, now go ahead with your special security clearances you don't have.
Well, I have engineering of 10, so I'd
you
like
wanna
to try
try-
and engineer the door.
Okay, engineer the door.
Okay. Ooh, 10.
Okay, you're right on the button. You
Nope.
managed to open up the panel and get it slightly ajar, but once again, it gets stuck.
All right. Can I just try an override code here?
Sure.
You try an override code, it doesn't register.
You want me to try and yank it open now?
Okay, yeah, you want to do your big strong muscle thing?
Yeah.
Can I give a go?
Sure, go ahead.
Jeanette,
do
what are
you
you
wanna
going to
do
do, Jeanette?
engineering,
Clean
or-
it?
Yeah. Yeah, let's give Jeanette a turn with it.
What am
are you
I
gonna
rolling?
try? Do you want to engineer it, or did you want to shove it open?
Oh, I want to engineer it. My engineering is sick.
Okay.
Okay, I rolled a 6.
All right. That's dang good. So yeah, you managed to work the mechanics of it and get it to open that way.
See, guys, you don't have
Good
to
job.
use blunt force here. Okay,
I pick things
really
up and
mean
put
that
them
towards
down.
Bowen. Sorry. All right. After
Okay,
you.
you slide the door open, and inside you see medbay, and of course the big medical pod. You see that same similar energy, just pulsating, but in a much larger pattern.
Is that what you guys saw?
Yes.
Yes, but in a smaller version.
Oh, that's a big one?
But
That's a big one.
Couldn't I gotten the small one?
Let's try talking to it.
You can.
you want to try talking to the beam of energy?
All right.
Yes, because we're Starfleet.
Hey, Beam!
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead
try
and
to
try
just-
rolling your influence. That's under will.
Where's my...
Try to
Influence.
establish communications.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't. I got a 6.
Ooh, 11.
11. It does not respond. It doesn't even seem to register your existence.
Hey, I rolled a 6.
Same thing.
I rolled it. I rolled a 6
It
too.
seems to be non-sentient.
But it
And this is
hurt.
not-
You notice that even Phlox's animals aren't in here. There's just empty cages.
Well, huh?
Where did Flox's animals go?
All right, so are we the only 3 left here?
It would seem like it at the moment.
Okay, guys, I want to try and see if I can access internal sensors from this med bay and see if we can scan the ship and get a better idea of what's going on the ship.
Okay, do that.
What do you guys think?
Okay, good luck with that because nothing else electronic has worked so far.
Well, let's make sure we do it on the opposite side of the room from the
Big
electric storm.
Firebully thingy.
The thing that will hurt us. Yes.
Okay, so I would like to try that.
Okay, I'd say try your awareness with this one because you're working with scanners.
8.
Okay, 8.
Once
Once again, it's just like Jeanette had suggested. Electronics seem to interfere with whatever's happening with you.
Okay.
All right. Everyone that's seen a beam of light, did it seem to be coming from a particular area? Did they all seem to be intersecting somewhere along the ship?
No,
Not
because
for
I was on
me.
the bridge.
All it was is I was cleaning the plasma conduits like I love to do. You guys know that. And I had a partner that was just complaining, and then all of a sudden I got a little dizzy. I felt like I blacked out for a moment, and then everything was different, and instead of this person next to me, there was this narrow beam of energy.
That seems like a godsend.
Yeah, well, if you had been down there too.
She sounded awful.
Well,
What about-
she wasn't into the cleaning part.
Oh, poor, maybe she stopped leaving the tools out.
As you're discussing your current problems, the door behind you that you managed to shimmy open seems to be moving on its own accord.
Great. Now we have moving doors. All right, I'll go check it out. I'm security, and there's light out here. I go towards the door.
It seems like some invisible force is trying to get it closed again.
Can I shoot at it?
If you'd like
I mean,
to.
it's invisible, but let's just aim at the door.
Did you grab your heavy phaser when you left your room? Or did you leave
No.
it in your quarters?
Guys, you want to go back to my room? I got a gun.
I would be.
I'm on the same deck.
I'd
I
be
haven't
surprised
changed
if it
decks.
worked.
What the heck good is this? Can I punch it?
Punch what? It's invisible.
Do you want to
So I'll punch right
whatever
before the door.
invisible thing is? You can attempt it.
All right, I'm going to punch in front of the door.
Okay, roll your melee.
My melee is 9. I rolled a 5.
Okay, you did a really excellent air punch, but it made contact with nothing.
Okay, what about behind the door?
Okay, same thing.
Guys, I pick things up and put them down. I'm kind of out of options here.
Okay, let's get out of here because I don't know what else to do in here. I'm not good at role-playing games.
Well, there's not a whole lot we can do. I mean, all that we've confirmed so far that we are the only 3 that seem to be experiencing this, and there's no other people here, or animals, or other living beings. So why us?
You know, if I were to say that people would still be on the ship, I think they would go to the mess hall. Let's go to the mess hall.
Mess hall.
And see if there's anybody there, because we can't get internal sensors to work.
I hope food
All
still
right, let's
works.
do that.
I could get a snack.
All right, so what are your guys...
I'm
like,
a pilot.
I'm security.
I'm a pilot.
You're a pilot. And so, yeah, this doesn't really make sense why the 3 of us exist.
Yeah, I
Let's go to a shuttle pod.
Okay.
All right.
Should we get off the ship?
Mess hall was fine, but it just seems like you guys can... I want to hitch a ride out of here. One can pilot it, one can make it work.
Okay. Remember how electronic things aren't working?
Well, so far. But there's beams of
Right.
light.
So, but the shuttle pod's going to magically be working. Okay, Bowen,
Hey.
if it'll make you feel better, let's go.
I'm not bright. I'm big.
Okay, let's stop by the mess hall on the way.
Yeah, the mess hall on the way to the shuttle pod bay.
That doesn't work.
That
No,
doesn't
they're-
work. Yeah.
Pretty much in 2 different directions. So
Perfect. So mess hall first. I don't mind walking.
Okay, you go towards the mess hall and you see more of those beams of light coming. There's 2 of
How
them.
many?
And they're coming down the corridor.
Damn
I
it.
want to evade them.
So do you want to evade them and go the other way, or evade and try to get through them?
I want
Told
to
you we should have went
evade
to
and
the
try to
shuttle
get
pods.
through, personally.
Me too.
All right.
Sure,
Try
I'll
your
go.
quicknesses.
My quicknesses is 8.
7 for mine. Oh, I died.
Oh,
Mine's
well,
9 and I rolled a 3.
Mine is 8 and I rolled a 6.
Mine is 7 and I rolled a 9.
Okay, so you're good. Let's see. You're actually good, Patrick. It came wide of you. In fact, all 3 of you managed to kind of shimmy past these beams in kind of a single file.
But Patrick's
They seem
hair is
to be
standing on end.
scanning for something.
Ooh.
But now
Okay.
you're on the
This
other
is what I
side
mean.
of them.
Do they all seem to be going in the same direction? I've only seen 2 of them now.
It seems to be a, well,
Can we
Let's-
follow them to where they're going?
roll your awareness, Patrick.
Oh, boy. I rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10? Yeah. You don't know exactly what the pattern is.
There's a pattern, guys. I'm telling you.
I would like to attempt my awareness on this.
Okay, cool.
My awareness is 7, and I rolled 7.
Right on the button. You do think there's a pattern, much like Bowen does, but again, you're not exactly sure what it is. But the having 2 of them seems significant.
Jeanette, what do you
Yep.
think?
I'm going to say what I think. I don't think anything. Because I have a 7 on awareness and I rolled a 9.
Okay, so yeah, you managed to get past those 2 beams and head towards the mess hall. And no beams of energy in there that you can see.
Oh,
Is
thank
there
God.
food?
No.
A defiant no.
There are containers, but no food.
Okay,
Let's open
so
the container.
that's even
Open
worse.
the container.
okay, guys, there's one other thing I didn't mention before. I can't see my reflection.
What?
Well, that was important to know.
Well, I'm sorry that I got a little
I wouldn't
distracted.
be hanging out with a vampire.
Bowen.
What? That's
I'm
logical.
not. No, it's not. It's not, Bowen. It's not. There are no vampires on this ship, and you know it. Anyway.
I also know there are people on this ship, but they're not. They don't seem to be here either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't know if we're here because we seem kind of, I don't know,
What
in
do
a
you think,
pocket
Allison?
dimension or something. I don't know.
Okay, well, let's open the containers.
I like that idea.
You open the containers, they are empty.
Oh, dear.
Except when you get to stuff like salt and other mineral type items.
So minerals still exist in this universe. That seems like it should be important.
I'd like to know awareness on these chemicals. Like, are these, like, chef's cooking mineral salts, or is this, like, a pile of salt, like in, like, the TOS episodes?
Try your physics on that one.
Okay, I'm going to do physics. I rolled a 4.
Ooh. Nice. Okay, you imagine that it seems to be only organic material that's being affected.
I imagine that it's only organic material that's being affected.
That makes sense. But why?
Okay, well, why us not be affected as much?
Right.
Ooga, ooga, booga, booga. That came out really bad. Why are we not as effective as everybody else on this ship?
Yeah, that's
Well,
the
there-
question.
That's the thing. Why are we here? And
Somebody's
are
got to
we
try the
here?
tricorder again. Somebody tricorder.
All right, I'll try the tricorder.
Okay, you try a tricorder. Try your awareness with that.
Funny, I didn't grab that when I got up. I rolled a 4.
A 4? Okay, you get some additionally crazy readings. And they fluctuate broadly. They don't make any sense.
Boy,
Great.
that didn't work, Allison. I tried.
I think we should go on the turbo lift and sing Frere Jacques.
Okay, but the turbolift's not going to move.
I don't know the words. I don't speak French.
Well, I'm from Montreal, so I could teach you.
Well, okay then. But I'm
All right, can we head back towards the direction the beams were going and follow the beams?
Let's do it.
Okay,
okay.
so you go back down the corridor
To the
and
shuttle pods.
try to catch up to the beams. Are you trying to move quietly, or do you not care?
I don't care.
Okay.
No, I don't care. I want something to attack me at this point.
Oh yeah, you can fight a beam of energy really well with your strength.
Who said it was going to be the beam that fights me? They seem to be ignoring us.
I'm waiting for the
I'm trying to find out
Gorn.
if there's other beings on the ship.
Okay, as you head down the corridor, you spot 3 invaders. They're in bandages and stuff, and they come around the corner armed and ready to attack.
Now I can punch something.
You want to run up and try to punch them?
Well, they're bandaged, right?
Are these like from the Mummy Planet?
Yep, they're kind of...
Are we anywhere...
It's like an outfit kind of thing.
Are we anywhere near my room now?
Yeah, let's say why not.
Sure. Can we go back in there and find any weapons I may have laying around?
I want to try and talk to these aliens.
Okay, you want to try to talk. You want to run back. Jeanette, what are you doing?
Well, I'm going to sit here and ponder why Bowen has weapons in his room, because all Starfleet weapons are to be secured at the end of your shift in the armory.
Personal collection.
Okay. That's all I needed to know. Let's go.
Like a batleth or something.
How about a game master that's not as much of a Star Trek fan?
I'm not sure what I have. We gotta go find out.
Do we even know what a batleth is?
Okay, how about going to the armory instead then, huh?
Well, I want to talk to them. I don't want to go there. I want to talk to these.
Okay, you want to go try and talk to them?
These bandage freaks.
Try your influence then.
Influence?
See if you can.
Wait till they start shooting at us. You'll be
6.
You'll be wishing I went and got that weapon.
6. You try to speak to them, and as you do so, they meld and start melting into the floor.
Ew.
Thanks, Allison. That was our only lead to what was going on.
Hey, if there were some here, there's got to be more of them.
Unless they all melted at one time.
Your lack of logic astounds me.
It's like they leave no trace behind.
Wait, hold on. You don't have a reflection. There's beams of light traversing the ship, cutting you. And my lack of logic is what's astounding here?
Yeah, because you made an assumption based on 0 evidence.
Except for the fact that they just melted.
Yeah, the 3 that we've seen, we don't know what the rest of them are doing. This is the first one. We don't know if it
was anymore.
Okay, let's scan the melting with the tricorder.
Scanners haven't worked yet.
Hey, I'm a
It worked once, kind of.
I want to scan the melting.
Okay, you want to scan the melting? Try your awareness thing again.
8.
8 for you.
7 is my thing.
Yep. The scanner shorts in your hand.
Ah!
In fact, that's the second time that happened, so how were you even using it?
Shush.
Retcon. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So,
my logic is terrible.
So, thoughts, guys?
Shush, you coward.
All right, so should...
Ooh, is he a coward? Allison, what are you holding
your
back?
Attention. I yelled for help.
Oh, did I not tell you he was...
And it worked, because now we're all together.
The corridor was dark. The lights were flickering, and he was screaming like a little baby.
She's just assuming that. She's just assuming.
Mm-hmm. Okay, coward. Whatever you say.
There was a distinct odor in the air as well of like evacuated bowels.
Yeah, but that came from your direction.
No, it didn't.
Okay, as
it didn't
you
come from mine.
Argue.
If it did, they'd be smelling it still.
Behind you, there starts raging a fire.
Oh dear Lord.
Okay, guys.
Thanks a lot, Allison.
Let's go.
Run!
Let's go.
Wait.
Let's go.
Okay,
so you move.
Run away from the fire.
Head back the other direction. You're going to go towards the fire?
Away
from the fire.
Okay.
Because
you guys
I'm
move away from the fire.
sure that the fire suppression protocols are not going to start up. So, yeah.
And
if we have a raging fire, we've already missed that point.
You do make it to that shuttle pod that you wanted to go to.
Oh, yeah.
That shuttle bay.
Let's just evacuate the ship. This is crazy. Let's just go to Ryza.
That was my first choice, and you people poo-pooed it.
Nothing good ever happens on Ryza.
Did you want to try to engineer this door?
I'll try it.
All right.
I got the highest engineering. Ooh, I rolled a 4.
Nice. Okay, you managed to mechanically open the door, slide it open.
Okay.
And inside, you see a Suliban pod that's been worked on.
Yeah.
And next to it's this briefcase that's surrounded by these little warning, like those little wet floor kind of horses things, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That they set up the little plastic one saying, you know, warning, don't touch this thing. There's something odd looking about this briefcase.
Well, you mean besides the fact that someone put caution wet floor around it.
Yeah, well, more like a warning, do not touch.
Is it partially phased?
It is not. It seems more solid than anything you've seen since your incident.
It's phased. We've been phased, you guys.
I pick things up and put them down. This is my time to shine.
Okay.
I don't do that, though. I'm not stupid. So I look at it, and I try and decide whether picking it up would or would not rip my arm off.
Okay. Yeah, let's do awareness for that as well.
Right. All right, I got a 4.
A 4, yeah. Your security training tells you that this looks like a safe thing to pick up. It's probably the safest thing that you've experienced so far.
I'll pick it up then.
So you pick it up. You want to open it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. The only other option is put it down.
Okay. So you pick it up, you open it, and inside you find some tools and etc. There are some work gloves. There's a scanner in there as well. There's a small toolkit. And a tension kind of belt thing that you can ratchet to be, tighter or close or looser.
Okay. Engineering kit.
Guys, I know.
There's also a first aid kit in there for one use.
I know what this is.
What is it?
I know what this is. Okay, so remember when Commander Tucker and Lieutenant Mayweather were working on the Suliban pod? And I don't know what happened because I wasn't there, but Commander Tucker got partially phased, so his arm was missing. This seems like it was phased as well.
Okay.
Which means they put the sign there because the people in the real world can't see it. So they don't want anyone to trip over it. But we can see it because we've somehow been phased.
Ooh.
But not fully because we can still see the rest of the ship, kind of.
Yeah. Well, if Trip had gotten more than... Oh, excuse me. I should never refer to him as Trip. If Commander Tucker had, maybe had his whole head phased, maybe he would think differently about that. But his hand was phased, and so we don't know where his hand really was.
Was this in the episode The Communicator?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. Yeah, okay.
We're between them.
What did those buggers do to us?
I don't know.
Who?
But I'm wondering if it's the Suliban.
Okay, so wait. All right. So we have basically an engineering kit with a first aid kit, but we have a scanner. Does this scanner work?
This scanner works.
All right. So Allison's been obsessed with
Let's
using
do it.
one, so here.
What am I rolling?
Call me a coward again, I'll throw it at you.
Okay, what are you scanning, to be more precise?
Everything.
Beams. Find the beams.
Everything? You just want to do a full scan?
Yes.
Okay. Then yeah. Try out your scanning.
Which one am I rolling for?
Awareness.
Awareness, okay. 2! Bam!
2! Holy smokes, that's a critical success.
Critical.
All right.
The
We
scanner
know where
picks
everything in the
up
ship
that
is.
there's a quantum fluctuation.
Quantum leap.
And the more you move away from the briefcase, the more you go towards a probability field rather than something that's realized.
I don't know what that means.
That means that what you've experienced are just half formations. There's quantum realities. This is kind of the predecessor to quantum realities where things may happen. The further you get from that briefcase, the more weird.
So what we should do
happen.
is try and get into the briefcase.
Right.
Well, you also have the Suliban pod, which was the source of the accident.
I was just going to say
So-
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So we should get in the Suliban pod. Is what we're
Okay, let's get in the Suliban pod. Let's do it. I'm a pilot. I
Yeah.
can fly this thing.
We're already Schrodinger's cat here.
Yeah, correct.
Let's see if we're alive or
Okay.
dead.
All right, I'm in the pod.
Now,
Am I in the pod? Is the door open?
yeah, you want to
Then I'm
all
in the
cram
pod.
yourselves into the pod in a Brundle-fly kind of scenario?
Hey, they
You
fit.
guys get your foot off my
They fit
face.
3 people in there before. It's
I
fine.
would like to point out that was a Canadian filmmaker reference.
Oh, yeah. Cronenberg. Love Cronenberg. So, Jeanette, you have under your post of duty features this thing called innovation.
Yes.
That you can use once per episode. So even if you lack the necessary tools or supplies, you can add 2 pips to your engineering, which would make it, in this case, a 13.
So there's no way
if you want to try to recreate the accident and reverse what's happened to you.
I'm going to try to recreate that accident. I've read the logs. I rolled a 5.
A 5, so that's, what, 8 under?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a critical success. So you managed to short out the thing in the same way Trip did. And once again, this beam of cloaking energy, this quantum energy field, radiates from the pod. And you notice the color coming back into saturation. And there's... Oh, let's all have you roll stamina to see if you can deal with the physical...
All 3 of us?
Effects of this. Yes.
I rolled a 7.
I rolled a 10.
I did too. I rolled a 10. I'm blacking out, aren't I?
No, you're throwing up.
I'm wide awake.
Am I throwing up?
Yes.
I'm throwing up. Okay.
Oh, come on.
You all throw up in the pod all over Bowen's feet.
I'm trying not to get it on anyone but me.
Okay.
I'm trying to get it only on her.
So yeah, you're solid, and moreover, you noticed some other people in the room, and they turned and look up, and that's where you went. We've been looking all over the ship for you guys.
Who are we talking to?
Just a couple of other engineers. Well, yeah, that have been working on the pods, routine maintenance.
Okay, first of all, we have not been hiding in here. Second of all, I'm going to go take a shower. And then third of all, I will report to the captain.
Fourth of all, I said go to the shuttle pods right in the beginning of all this, and they all laughed at me.
We did laugh
we
at
did
you,
not
you
laugh.
coward.
Okay, we did.
Oh,
we
your
did.
logic is astounding.
That's not... I just said it wouldn't work, that the shuttle pods wouldn't work. And they wouldn't have. They wouldn't have. It was the Suliban pod. It's not a shuttle pod.
It's that security instinct.
See?
And then, we can have a little tag at the end where you report to your
Bowen.
commanders and inform them of your incident. You get scanned by flocks and all that, and make sure everybody's okay.
Woo-wee!
Excellent. Whew.
So all of this, and the only one to kill anyone was Allison by talking to him? Never having a conversation with her again.
So what happened?
So what happened is during that accident, there was some kind of beam, like a tachyon particle or something, and all 3 of you were just so aligned in the ship that it picked up the quantum energy, went through you, and affected your DNA, essentially.
Okay.
And so phased you into this probability field.
Wow.
Nifty.
So I had to retrace your steps and get recoordinated.
And now we all have that...
Where exactly were the beams headed?
The beams were the scanners of the people looking for you.
Huh. We should have followed them.
Well, I said that the beams represent...
Eventually they would have lasted... They would have got us back to where we were going.
I did say that the beams represented people.
Yep, you did.
Yes.
So all of you had like half the information. So
that's why it's good to work together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, next time we do this, I'm blowing this thing up and I'm going the other direction.
There you go.
Okay. Just to make sure you're the one that notifies my family. That'll go really well.
Jeanette is our family. Cool. Is there anything else?
I'll write
is that it? Is that all we got to do? Is there anything?
Yeah, you can have your denouement and talk to Captain Archer. Or
I'm going to get key lime pie at the mess hall. After
Sounds
all
like
that.
a good
There you
idea.
go. Go to the mess hall and actually
plan.
have the food that you could.
I was
eat
good
before.
for something.
Now we got to roll to see if there's key lime pie or pecan pie. I rolled
in
an
any
8.
case, I'm cleaning up first.
I rolled a 4.
No one wants to see anyone covered in vomit in mess halls, so.
No, they don't. But
there.
I'm going to get...
You find some key lime pie, but it's like a week old.
The pie is a week old.
Key lime pie is a week old. On a 4 roll? I mean it anyway. We're in space.
Excellent. Cool, Dave. That's awesome. I like that. That was fun.
Ta-da. Thought I'd give you something science fiction.
Yeah, I was confused. I'm like, what are we supposed to do?
Just like a Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
My whole security thing was useless.
No, it really wasn't.
No.
It wasn't. Because, as you said earlier, your instinct to go to the shuttle pod bay was correct.
It was the correct instinct.
Excellent.
Yep. And we did follow the beams for a while, and then we ran into the creepy people with bandages.
Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to punch them.
Yeah. Yeah, just one of the many possibilities. That
So who are the bandage
on
people?
Ship. Yeah, that's it. They were just a possibility of something that could happen.
Weird.
Someone could have been invading the ship at the moment.
Yep, you guys were in the probability field.
Wow.
That's the same thing with the fire. It was a possibility.
Weird.
I
Sciencey.
love quantum physics.
Excellent.
We have solved Dave's space puzzle. Woo!
Da-da-da-da. You saved my my Suliban problem.
Excellent.
And I didn't get hurt once.
That's because you're that good.
I am.
Okay, well, Brandon has to leave us, unfortunately. So, Brandon, tell everybody where they can find you around the interwebs.
Well, when I'm not doing a critical fail on my scanning of my tricorder and trying to talk to bandage people, you can find me on Twitter at Brandon-Shea Mutala. You can find me here on the network with new episodes of The Edge, which is our Star Trek Discovery podcast. And you can find me over on the Fandom Podcast Network with my friends Chris and Tom, and we have a show called Good Evening, an Alfred Hitchcock podcast, which is all about Alfred Hitchcock movies. And I guess that's it, so those are the main things.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Brandon. We will miss you desperately.
Bye!
Brandon, of course, will be back next week because he has not been fired. Bye!
Yet.
Well, yeah, I mean, wait till he gets off camera.
Yeah, then he's fired.
Gone.
All right, then. So we thank you so much, Dave.
You're welcome.
For being our game master while we're losing our tiny minds. And, yeah, I know that I know all the stuff about you, but please tell the listeners where people can find you around the internets when you are not gleefully planning our doom.
Generally, you can find me on Facebook just by my name, David Jackola. I'm also on Twitter as Dark Corner Pod or The Dark Corner Pod. Dark Corner Cast? I forget. I don't look at my own Twitter name. DJ Evil Dave. If you look up DJ Evil Dave on Twitter, you'll find me because that's my name rather than my handle. And that's mostly the two places you can find me.
Really? Nothing else that you do?
Oh, what,
no
the Dark Corner
other
podcast?
place you might be talking
you
on
can
for an
follow
hour and a
Brandi
half.
and me on the Dark Corner podcast at strangeanddeadly.com. There's other great podcasts on that site, especially if you are a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe or of horror movies.
And I still haven't figured out how I haven't gotten an invite.
Oh, well, you want to be on our show?
Yes, I love that show.
Oh, well.
We'll have to work something out.
Strokey beard. Strokey
We'll
beard.
have to find a topic you want to discuss and stuff.
Hey, you just said Marvel. We're in.
A man after my own heart.
Yes.
Oh, please. I went on a Marvel Disney cruise for
Nice.
Yeah, just rub it in. Just rub it in.
Okay, I will. I went on it not once, but twice. Or I'm going on it twice.
I'm going to punch you right in the throat.
No. I pick things up and put them down.
But harder.
Harder!
Yes.
And body slam
Bang!
everything I run across.
Oh, my goodness. So,
I think this is.
once again,
Now it's on the ground.
Once again, thank you, Dave, for planning and executing this role-playing game for us. We appreciate it greatly. But roaming around in the probability zone isn't the only thing that we've been talking about on Trek FM. So take a quick listen to other things that you might have missed here on the network.
Previously on Trek.fm, continuing mission.
You're saying in true Star Trek tradition, it has a moral, a meaning, and a message, and I stole that from another one of our Trek FM podcasts, but that's essentially, and now I'm going to use a pun, that's essentially the core of it.
Oh, yeah. That's a good pun. I like it. The holy core. Yeah. Yeah. No, that is right, though. That is the core of it. Yeah. It's you know, when I think of the episodes that I really like, the ones that stick with you, especially as you get older, maybe when you're a kid and you watch Star Trek, as I used to, you certainly like the episodes with, you know, the higher weird Brandon Braga stuff happening, or the actiony stuff.
To the journey!
So you put Tom in the face category, the baby face category.
If I have to put him in some wrestling category, I guess yes. Okay,
that's good. So that's my point. Neelix has no reason to hate on Tom, other than Ken.
So what category is Neelix in then? Is he in the Captain Lou Albano category?
He might be in the Macho Man Randy Savage category, being jealous over Miss Elizabeth.
Is he snapping into a Slim Jim?
Down in the mess hall, absolutely.
Earl Grey.
And I remember Patrick Stewart telling me, "Oh, Dwight, you must go to a convention. You must. Love, boy." and I say, you know, Patrick, you're the captain of the Enterprise, and I've done 2 episodes. I said, no, dear, you're in the family. You know, it's one of those kinds of things.
The 602 Club.
I kind of label this like Kryptonian curse. That this oligarchy has taken over from the voice of Rao. And there is no more freedom on Krypton. There is no more free will. Everything is completely predestined from the second that you're conceived. And when I say conceived, I don't mean you got jiggy with it.
Oh,
with
no.
Girl.
No, we don't do that anymore.
No. We just put our finger on a button, and it takes a little blood sample and then creates a child of you two together, and then tells you what its entire life's going to be like.
And that's what else is happening on Trek.fm.
Check out all of these shows and join in the conversation about your favorite corner of the Star Trek universe and beyond. You will, of course, find us wherever you get your podcasts. If you're an Apple user, please hit the subscribe button in Apple Podcasts on iPhone, iPad, Apple TV, or the desktop iTunes app. And that gets you the latest episodes as soon as they're published. And please leave us a star rating and written review. Those things are so important to help people with like minds find the show. If you're not an Apple user, we've got you covered. You can find our shows on Google Play Music, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spreaker, SoundCloud, Windows Phone, in most third-party apps. And you can stream and download the MP3 file from our website or grab the RSS link.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on today's show, and there are many ways for you to do that. The best place to join the larger conversation is the Babel Conference, our listeners group on Facebook. Just type Babel, B-A-B-E-L, into the search field on Facebook, and it should come right up. If you'd like to send us email, you can use the form on our website at trek.fm/contact. Choose to send a show and select Warp 5. That will come right to us. You can also find us on the network on Twitter at TrekFM and on Facebook at facebook.com/TrekFM. So, when you're not phasing in and out of multiple universes with millions of possibilities, where can people find you, Brandi?
Well, you will always find me lurking in the Babel Conference. Sometimes I even comment, but mostly I just go in and like posts and comments. But I'm always keeping a watchful eye. You can also find me on Twitter at BrandyWine12. Brandi is with an I, 12 is a number. And as Dave mentioned, we do a podcast together called The Dark Corner Podcast on strangeanddeadly.com. Also, you're going to start hearing me on the 602 Club. So maybe you already have. I don't know. So I'll be popping up from time to time on the 602 Club to talk about all of my other nerdy things that I love. And so, Patrick, when you are not picking things up and putting things down, where can people find you?
I picked them up and put them down. So when I'm not doing that, you can find me in the you can find me in the Babel Conference. I pop my head in there once in a while. I look at a lot of stuff. I don't always comment, but you can find me there. You can also find me on Twitter at MagicDrop5, and that's kind of it. I don't really. I'm not as busy as the rest of you. I don't have 900 other podcasts I do.
It's so fun.
Just kind of do that. Yeah, I should. I should join you constantly. Just be on your podcast forever.
Yes.
You'd get so tired of me so quickly, it's not even funny.
I doubt that, seriously. All right, friends, if you'd like to help us keep all of these wonderful shows coming to you each and every week, you can become a patron of the network on Patreon. And just go visit patreon.com/trekfm. That's patreon.com/trekfm to get all the details. There are perks. Of course there are perks. You get early access to episodes, exclusive content, producers' credits, and more. Available through our special patrons website, Patron Zone. Someday someone's going to add an echo to that when I say that. It requires a great deal of money to produce, host, and distribute these shows each month. You've got no idea how much bandwidth we need, kids. We really appreciate any support you can give us, and we hope you'll join the team. So again, you'll find all the details at patreon.com/trekfm. Brandon, this is the place where you insert all of the associate producer names.
We have the wonderful associate producers Norman C. Lau, Floyd Dorsey, Mike Morrison, Tim Cooper, Justin Ozer, Mark Flessa, and Joe Saltzman. Thanks very much, guys.
Okay, Boomers, that's it for this episode of Warp 5. So join us next week when we'll be talking about Vulcans. And we're going to have a special guest on that one as well. Who will it be? You'll see. So until then, friends, keep calm and boom on.
All right, now we have to do the beginning.
Okay.
Holy hell.
Do you want me to just wing it?
Yeah. Look, this is number 4, okay? I don't care at this point. Are you crazy?
I wish I was drinking. Okay.
Next week, we'll drink together.
All right. Right.
Brandon's be like, what did I get into? What
and then you can see how my face gets all Scottish.
You don't see this?
I not as much as you think I do, but it gets really bad, like right through here.
My whole head is red now. Thank you.
Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me. Okay. Welcome, Boomers. Okay, stop it.
Drink of champions.
I'm trying to do a thing. You're not helping. Pick something up and put it down and be quiet.
I did. That's exactly what I just did. Watch, I'll do it again.
Okay.
He should not have left us to do this alone.
He shouldn't have.
This was a
he
bad
shouldn't
idea.
Have. He's going to regret it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brandon.
Yeah.
So sorry. Okay, here we go, for real.